I can't do this one-handed. Chilly day. I'm gonna do like probably 15 miles. I'm gonna head down to Aurora Reservoir, and it's got a big paved path circling it, so I'm just gonna cruise around that crap. And yeah, this shit's gonna be a lot of fun, dude. Stay tuned. I like this park because there is always a frog here, and there is always a tortoise here, as long as you can deal with the ants and ladybugs. So it's not uncommon for me to come grab some fast food and eat right here and watch E470, which is the toll road on the east side of Denver. And then that's the Southlands Mall on the east side of Denver, southeast side in particular. Anyway, it's just a decent view on the way to Aurora Reservoir, which I guess you can't see, but I mean, I can't even see, but it's like somewhere beyond those buildings, a couple miles. Anyways, adventure continues. Right now, just filtering through a parking lot, easier than staying on the road or even the sidewalk along the road. Should just be smooth cruising, less traffic, and you know, it's just easy. Alright, so now I filtered across E470. I'm on the east side of that. It's somewhere that direction. Anyways, and I think I'm headed the right direction for where I'm headed, so I guess we'll find out. I got some people on the sidewalk, so I'll cut out for them. That's the first glimpse of the reservoir. I thought it was actually a little more north or left for the picture, but apparently I think that's it right there. So this trail basically goes around and into the neighborhood and then comes up and goes under the road. Pretty much I think that'll be fun, so that's what I'm gonna do as opposed to just cross here. So I had to stop. I'm getting really cold, so I want to put my buff over my face, over my mouth, and that should warm me up a little differently. So here we go. So like I just stated, I've actually got here to Aurora Reservoir, and the sun finally just came out as I put my buff on. But the rules are here. I guess this gate closes at 5:30. I think it's about noon right now. I haven't looked. All the rules and regulations, I I mean, I go over it and nothing really stands out for me being 29cc. So yeah, should be smooth sailing. I intend to go pretty slow through this entire trip around the reservoir. I don't want to really irritate anybody with noise or even draw attention to myself. So I don't know, I think that's a good idea. So we really haven't gone far. There's another little retention pond, but the same. No swimming, boating, or fishing. So I don't know about all that. But here's one. It's getting pretty worn out, but it does tell about, I guess, the wildlife around here even. Yeah, it's fun. So I'm sure you can't see it from the film, but this is all just a field of prairie dogs. It's pretty fun. Pretty cool. Aurora Reservoir, and you have the mountains in the background, snow on top of the highest peaks. Oh man, freaking love it out here. This is awesome. I had to plug my phone in, it was dying. That's good. At least we can film now. But yeah, these little Go-Peds, this is proved to be a really fun and well worth it purchase. It was kind of just one of those, I don't know, impulse buys, I guess you could say. Years ago, back when I was a young teen, we had a neighbor that lived maybe a mile or two down the road, and he had one of these that was pretty souped up. It had at least the just an exhaust on it, if not more. Who knows how fast this thing went, but he used to let us ride it all the time, and it was a lot of fun. But after that, I mean, you know, once kids grow apart or whatever and stop being friends, I'd never really thought much about Go-Peds after that. And then I just had this weird idea, like, hey, let's check Craigslist. This was about 2 months ago. The thought came out of nowhere. I don't even know what provoked the thought, but the thought came up, and I checked Craigslist, and that very day, this guy posted this particular one that I'm riding. He posted it saying his son doesn't ride anymore, and that they just want to get rid of it for whatever reason, and they wanted 200 firm for it, which wasn't a bad deal at all, that's for sure. I ended up going and meeting with him with 200 cash, and he swears that just the other day he rode this thing to Wendy's and back, and blah blah blah. He even talked about how Wendy's won't serve you through the drive-thru on something like this. And anyways, so he shows me how to get it started, which it didn't have a pull start at the time. It had a block-off plate on it, and he tells me the story about how, or not a story rather, but anyways, he explains like how you start the thing by putting weight on the back tire, and like once you get it rolling like that, that's pretty much it. I mean, once it's rolling, the engine's rolling and it cranks itself up, just like push starting a manual transmission car. So very straightforward stuff, nothing out of the ordinary, but he could not get the thing running in the parking lot. Like, to the best of his abilities, he could not get the thing running from in the parking lot. So I told him that I trusted him and that that hopefully it does run, and I asked if he would take 140 instead of the 200, and he was a little hesitant, but he did take the offer, which was nice. While he was showing me, trying to get the damn thing started, I could hear through the exhaust that he did have compression. I could hear every so often, not very often, I could hear a thump thump, 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 thump. So it was trying, but it just wouldn't go. So anyways, I get the thing home and I do a little research, and I figure out that basically the wheel, as the back tire wears out, it just loses connection to the spindle, the gritted spindle that makes it propel forward. So anyways, as that happens, you have to adjust the back tire to meet the spindle. So anyways, that's what I actually ended up doing. I connected those, and then I tried to rotate it by hand, and it wouldn't rotate. And so that was a good sign because it was tight. The compression was holding it still. And anyways, so then I took it out to the road, and I gave it a little thump, and you could definitely tell it tried to start. So then I just kept pushing it, and finally got it to crank up, and once it was cranked up, that was it. It's just been reliable ever since. Occasionally when it's cold, like 40s outside, I can't get it to start immediately off of the pull start. But that's fine. It is what it is. I don't find that to be an issue, because once it's started and slightly warmed up, it really perks up. Like, oh yeah, it really perks up. It's awesome. So anyways, yeah, so to take the story farther, I emailed the company using the serial number on the front of this thing. I emailed the company to get their idea of like information about like everything about it, from the frame, the gear, what motor's on it, the whole 9 yards. And he asked for pictures, and I sent him several pictures of everything, and he wrote back basically the entire information about the scooter. And I guess it's a Zenoah G23LH motor, so 25cc or something like that. And the frame is from 1997 to 2000 per certain components or something like that. I guess he could figure that out. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all the information I needed to start my research and buy parts and begin the official restoration of what I am calling Resto-Ped. So, last few glimpses of the reservoir up close. We're definitely wrapping it up. I can start to recognize a few of the things around here. Oh, this is kind of cool. A little sign showing you some of the fish. Very nice. Well, what a great state park, Aurora Reservoir. I mean, it is nice. She said during the summer they're pretty dang slammed on the trail that I'm on now, but right now through the winter time, this is pretty nice. There's definitely tons of people using it, but it is not overused at all. This is cool. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm pretty disappointed that I'm not allowed to be here and that I cannot stay any longer. It's a beautiful park, but maybe I'll come back and I'll hike it on foot, or maybe bring a bike through here sometime. So, all right, well, that was pretty far around. I think it ended up being 8.8 miles or something stupid just to do the circle around the reservoir. So if that's the case, I'm probably pushing it on fuel. I brought a little bit in my extra 1 liter fuel can, but I mean, that's just, I didn't even fill that thing up. So, and I didn't fill my tank up when I left. So anyways, we'll see how that goes.